in just the right way to spew out those words.
Well, you can always find the right way to say those words, but not today. Please be aware that many members of your audience may be
I'm glad I saw that. I've already caught myself twice.
You're in the wrong panel. You are in the wrong room.
Yeah, I almost threw some F-bombs. I'm trying to hold the class.
They're mature kids. They can handle it.
Yeah.
They'll be okay.
If they watch the Expanse.
If they watch the Expanse,
That's right. We don't hold back.
Is that true to life? Do you let some F-bombs fly on set ever?
Oh my god.
I saw some F-bombs last night. I mean, I'm not gonna... we're not gonna bring up old stories, but you don't want to cross her in real life either.
He's like, oh, there's Avasarala.
Yeah, there's Avasarala.
Don't make him say it.
She is all grace and delicate preciousness.
It's just method acting. She has to do that.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
I start with these guys before we start shooting. I start with them.
You're welcome.
We're just cussing this out.
Technically, the most difficult thing you've had to do in terms of, the CG stuff, the one thing that sort of kept you up at night, like, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to make this look?
Oh boy, that's a big question. A lot of times we do things that are kind of compound effects, like we do wire work in a virtual environment and physical stunts and Bobby in her suit, and it's like when you start adding all those things up together, filming gets very complicated. But we seem to pull it off quite a bit, and that's really a testament to the VFX team and the whole production and our cinematographer.
And you.
And
Guys, can we give Lorraine a little round of applause?
It does what it does, it wants what it wants, and the problems occur when people misunderstand or put onto the protomolecule the things that they want. And it causes mayhem because they can't figure it out and it keeps changing. And that's a big element in the show as it goes forward. It's always changing. It never quite does the things you think it's going to do.
So is Venus a villain, Noreen?
I'm sorry?
Is Venus a villain?
Venus is not a villain. Venus just is. It's just there. Something's happening on there, but it's just,
Human pride is the villain.
That's right. That's right. Amen. Amen to that.
You thought that of you so proud of yourself.
He's been waiting to say
I actually thought up last night in my preparation.
Sheree?
Well, I would love to play Senator Gillis, the head of the United Nations. If I'm a politician, I'd rather be a decision maker and have a key position. Therefore, when it comes to these chaotic scenes, I can take care of my enemies right away.
Who wants to run the world? That's what she said.
Season 3 that we can talk
Well,
about.
by interesting coincidence, yes, we have two wonderful actors that we're adding to the cast this year, Elizabeth Mitchell and David Strathairn. They're both going to be joining us, and we're thrilled to have I don't want to tell you exactly who they're going to be playing because I don't want to, it may give away sort of how we're going to be plotting out the books and how they're working in the show this season, but they're awesome. Elizabeth's actually in Toronto right now, and David's going to be joining us shortly.
That's awesome. Elizabeth Mitchell, David, that's great. Very cool.
As was just describing in CQB, it was one of my favorites from Leviathan Wings because it had so many elements. It was moving around in zero gravity. It was a decapitation from a rail gun that goes right through the cabin instantaneously, and then the blood forms kind of the shape of a head above the body because it's still pumping out. The whole thing is just crazy. And I just really wanted to recapture that and put it on film because it was kind of awesome.
I would go with the flip and burn because really sexy, and interesting on screen, and it really was nothing more than a ship slowing down. And people think it's one of the cool, and I agree. I think it's super cool.
It's very sexy.
But slowing down can kill you. It can rip your body apart. The chairs, the drugs, the whole bit, and that kind of stuff. When we read the books, we're like, this is why this story feels different, because all the shitty, grungy details of space travel, it makes it feel like a frontier again. It's dangerous. It's not cool. It wants to kill you. It's like an ocean. And it's nasty, and those little details really accentuated the idea that you know, even transporting ice across the solar system could get you killed. So I still think that's the coolest
We always
thing
like to say that space is a character in the Expanse, and we try to make sure that that's the point of it, is that when we show the physics, when we show the braking maneuvers that can kill you, that actually brings to life the hostility of the environment, and that really does inform a lot of the storytelling that we do.
Yeah. Nice.
Well played. Thanks. Stay in this room.
This one,
Oh, I'm sorry.
This one I can. When the Martian asked me, Madam, excuse me, where are you going with this question? And I said, wherever I goddamn like.
Frankie, do you have one?
I don't.
It's a beautiful sort of, it's actually a short story, I mean, Drive, and it's kind of a one-off, but he's still out there, and Ty and Daniel always say, like, that's kind of the thing in the world of the Expanse, is that people have, like, found Epstein's, you know, little ship flying because it wouldn't stop. I mean, it would just keep going. It's out of fuel, and I'm hoping one day we'll be able to, like, train a telescope on it and have somebody look at that little ship. It's just kind of like the Flying Dutchman just flying out into nowhere forever with the poor skeletonized man and
Energizer Bunny. Still going. Hey, what's your name?
Ty and Daniel always talk about, you know, the people who go into space in the world of the Expanse. It's not just, you know, white, Caucasian, you know, Nebraska corn-fed types. It's Chinese, Indian, Russian, everybody. It's just it's a mix and a melding of all those different cultures. Texan, Indian Texans, and so you know, one of the great things about being in Toronto is the city is very multi-ethnic, and there's a tremendous number of really interesting mixes of ethnicities, and I think that helps us when we cast, because we're always keeping that in mind.
Yeah, and I'll follow up on that. What's so cool about it is that it is so diverse, yet it's not a plot point. It just is, which I think is very cool. Very cool.
I think
I'm curious with Frankie, what's it like when you put the power armor on?
Just tell them how
A little sweaty?
Okay, so it's like almost 60 pounds.
60 pounds.
And
60 pounds.